Back at you, another episode of MMA Gems, and you're not reading that wrong on the screen. The return of Unc is here. Me and him are handling business today. He's back from his vacation, and he's ready to get you guys with the snipes back in the lab. Probably me and him have ran the most of the podcast together. Hot hand, definitely catching up. If not caught up, so good to have the crew back. It's just me and him today. Mo might pop in. Um, but another great card last week, or besides like the ending part with the whole eye poke and stuff, but phenomenal on the bets. Um, our picks get it done. Azat Moxon's probably the only one who really truly sold us. But besides that, we profitable card yet again, and we're ready to keep this ship going. And
feels great to be back. Glad I could be back for everybody. Had to take some personal time away. Had some personal obligations we had to take care of, but we are back and give you the best reviews and the best picks every week so that you can make profitable returns. And I'm now coming to you as married Unc MMA. So let's get right into it.
Yep, let's get right into it. And we're going to start off with Toledo Alencar taking on Ariane Carnelossi. And we have pretty much a straight jiu-jitsu versus Muay Thai battle here between Brazilians. Alencar with world-class jiu-jitsu accolades. She's won IBJJF at the black belt division before at gold medal. So she has been transitioning into the MMA game. Has a couple of fights under her belt. Her striking is not all there, but it's getting there. And she has been more of a decision position over submission type of fighter as of late. But as you know, with that accolades, she has wicked subs in her game. And then Ariane Carnelossi, she's built like a fucking truck. She's huge. Um, she has powerful strikes, and she does like clinching and getting the ground and getting it to the ground if she needs to with some top pressure. I don't think that's the way that she'll go here, but if she does, it'll be right into Alencar's wheelhouse. Um, Carnelossi, I think that her strikes are a bit wide and looping, but they do have power and sting on them. She doesn't really throw a jab much, but she does have stalking pressure. I just think personally for this fight, um, that whatever Carnelossi, unless it's on the feet with random bursts of strikes with the power, I don't really see her being able to pull off this fight. If she gets into that clinching that she likes to do and get around the cage, I could see Alencar getting her to the mat and getting the jiu-jitsu going. Uh, Ariane Carnelossi does have a black belt, but it's from a gym called Inside Muay Thai, so I don't really know how the credit to that black belt is. She probably did work hard for it, but I doubt it's on the same level. Well, I don't doubt. I know it's not on the same level as Toledo Alencar. And I have seen on film Ariane Carnelossi with she does have heavy top pressure, but she is a little um I would say not smart with how she is on top of the on top. She was getting put in bad positions by subpar fighters. She hasn't fought a lot in these last couple years, and I've seen her in some bad positions against subpar fighters. I'm not saying Talia Alencar is a above par fighter, but her jiu-jitsu is definitely enough to threaten here. And I'm gonna my prediction's probably gonna be Alencar by submission, maybe a decision late. Um, I think I will be playing. I will be taking a shot on the Alencar submission line at over plus 400. And then when BetMGM drops those exact submission props, I'll probably mess around with an armbar or triangle from Toledo Alencar. I can see her being on her back. Ariane Carnelossi getting over aggressive with the ground and pound and getting snatched up. That's how I could see it. How do you feel about this one, Unc? Welcome back to Women's MMA.
I mean, what you know that's what I'm best at. Well, one of the best on the roster, so or on the team, I should say. Yeah, so we just got to break this down to Alencar being better on the ground. Carnelossi is physically very big, but if you tape and look at her past fights, she's not like she's good in top pressure on the ground, but on her back, she looks like a novice. She actually won her last fight because another girl headbutted Carnelossi in the head while they were both on the ground. And I went back and watched, ample amount of film. And Alencar is like, I know her from the jiu-jitsu world, so I don't really even need to go into that. It's really a question of on the feet. I mean, if Carnelossi doesn't like put her head down and throw like a massive right overhand, I just don't see her like winning the fight or some freak like slam. But Toledo Alencar, I'm taking like the money line pick on Alencar. I just think that she'll win this fight handedly. And I think a sub is a very good play to go for. I mean, it is women's MMA, so we always say anything can happen. But the path to victory, if Carnelossi would win the fight, would be to win by KO in some like brute strength force manner, because she's not going to out technique Alencar on the ground, and she's not. I really don't believe the striking is like anything that it cannot be worked on with high level trainers, and Alencar has some of the highest level people that she's around. So give me Alencar, and that's how I see it going. And if Carlucci was to win, that's how I see it would be. But I think Alencar has this pretty wrapped up.
Yep, we'll keep it pushing here. We go to Seok Hung Ko taking on Phil Rowe here. Um, Seok Young Ko coming off of a little bit of run right now. Two upset wins is like a plus 300 dog, plus 200 dog on both of those fights. He put absolute beating on Oban Elliott. Displayed some very very high level judo trips and throws. Good boxing, solid strength, and he looked overall crisp. A lot better than I think he looked on film prior to his Dana White Contender Series and debut fight. Um, Now they're giving him a little bit of a step up, I would say, here with Phil Rowe, a long-term veteran who's fought everyone, coming off of a comeback win, where he didn't look great against Angelusa, but got the win nonetheless late round. Um, Overall, I look at this fight as I do think Phil Rowe might have a nice advantage on the feet. The way his length and striking is, I don't really like how his overall fighter. I guess the visuals. I don't like how they looked against Angelusa. He was giving up on bottom. I'm surprised he even came back. Angelusa just absolutely died because he gassed to the mat. He almost fell over just gas. Chuck Ho seems to have a solid gas tank. Um, Seems to have a solid chin, although he has ran into troubles on the regional scene. But I'm gonna side with Ko here. I'm not really liking this minus 185 line and how it's getting creepier up. This fight's a little bit closer than that. I do think Hyung Ko's judo trips will be a big play in this. To get up in the clinch game, I think he knows enough IQ wise to not try to get into a full on brawl with Phil Rowe after that knockout. And I think that he can get this done on decision. I'm thinking his takedown props could be a play. I haven't seen them out yet. Over could be a play here. Um, a decision like I just said, or the I also was looking at because I see a world where Phil Rowe can catch him on the feet. It's not like it's 100% guarantee in my opinion for Hunko, but Phil Rowe plus 7.5 minus 220 alt spread. Phil Rowe the decision merchant. You see that he always can get around, and then Rowe KO or co decision double alt method of victory minus 115 on DraftKings. That's what I got for this fight though. How about you?
All right. All right, and that's where I'm going to pick it up. So Phil Rowe is about 6'5". He's very slick, crisp with the striking. He just has a way where long guys, some of them know how to carry their limbs in the right way, others don't. I'm a big guy on movement, lateral movement, head movement. What do you look like in there? How do your feet look like? Phil Rowe has good footwork. He's slick. I think overall he's a better striker, but I think Ko is more like ferocious. Like he brings more pressure, more in your face type of fighter. My pick is you could take Phil Rowe at plus 3.5. which is like minus 140, or you can take Phil Rowe plus 5.5, and Phil Rowe plus 5.5 is minus 170. I mean, if you really want to take it all the way up to plus 7.5, it's minus 220. But Unc will be laying his chalk on plus 3.5 or plus 5.5 for Phil Rowe. If Ko does get it done, I think he gets it done by decision. I don't think he takes Phil Rowe out. Um, but one of those negative things of being such a long guy and knowing how to manage your reach is if someone can get within your boxing range in the pocket and be able to, land something vicious on you. And Ko definitely can do that. So I'm not counting him out for a knockout. But I see Phil Rowe getting the better of the feet exchange, and I'm going to take Rowe with the spread.
Yep, I do. I do like that read as well. As long as Co doesn't get a finish there. But now we move on to next fight. Elise
Jeez.
Ardelean
Look at
taking
that
on
graphic, people.
Elise Ardelean taking on Montserrat Ruiz. Uh
Before you even get into this, I'm not even gonna lie. I can't comment on Ruiz because I didn't know tape, and
okay.
Ardelean with all the tapes of her cracking the egg and everything. I just was like, I can't research this. I'll let
Yeah.
Michael handle this.
Yep,
So I'm
speaking about
sitting
that,
out.
as you see in the header, go look up the Elise Ardelean egg video and you'll get what I'm saying. Um yeah, doing fight research for this was a little tough. But you got Elise Ardelean who came with a nice win in her last fight. Um, she has good clinching. She has good striking. She's pretty well rounded all around. She has fought some decent competition overall. I know she fought Weili Zhang back in the day. She got absolute shit kicked out of her, but still fought the competition. And you have Montserrat Ruiz. What I did know from her is her striking is extremely fast. Like she will throw like a 5 punch combination with her hands. She's durable on the feet, even though she has been finished recently. I just think that her hands, I will give her the edge in the speed in the striking against Elise Ardelean. That's already right there is making me question this minus 350 line, minus 400 line that you're seeing. And I like Elise Ardelean as a pick, like as a decision, like as the prediction, not a bet. But I I, I am not paying the chalk on Elise Ardelean. I'm just gonna sit back and watch live play to see if the Montserrat does have some judo throws too in her game. So she can get the advantage on that part of the game that Ardelean's going to bring, then I already see her winning the exchanges on the field. So I think a Montserrat um, more strikes play. Montserrat more strikes could be a play there. I haven't seen a line for it yet. Ardelean takedowns, of course, could be a read. And I think an overall Ardelean decision overall be my pick, but I'm not loving the minus 400 line. I don't think it's worth it. And I won't talk too much on this fight, but there you go. Get a little glimpse of that graphic. Beautiful. We'll
Yeah,
move
and
on.
I don't have anything to end. I don't know anything about Ruiz, so I'll take all the lean blind, but that is a blind bet.
Um, Move on though to another women's fight. Ketlin Vieira taking on Norma Dumont. Norma Dumont, her home back at the Apex. She's 6-0 in the Apex and 8-0 in Las Vegas in her career. That's something to know. Well, Ketlin Vieira, two of her losses are inside the Apex, so battle tested Brazilians at the least. They both fought some decent competition. Both had a mutual opponent. Macy Chasson beat Norma Dumont, and Ketlin Vieira beat Chasson. Obviously, MMA math doesn't always work, but food for thought. I think that on the feet, I'm gonna give the power obviously to Vieira and the pressure, forward pressure, and the size. Um, Norman Dumont has the quicker shots for takedowns and stuff like that. Maybe a little bit more speed on the feet, but nothing too damaging for Ketlin Vieira. And I think where it comes into the grappling, where Norma Dumont's usually going to want to take her shots. I don't know. I think Ketlin Vieira very strong for the division. If I would honestly want to see how she looks on the scales because she has came overweight before. So I am curious to see how she comes on the scales. This plus 150 price tag is kind of looking at me. I do like Norma Dumont and her undefeated record in the Apex is something that's keeping me at bay here, but um, the only thing that's really standing out for me for Dumont that's better uh for her is the cardio game. I think she has more cardio than Ketlin Vieira. Obviously, I think that could be played in part in a close fight, third round. But give me the dog here on my pick. I'm gonna take Ketlin Vieira via decision. Uh, if you don't want to play that, the plus 3.5 spread minus 200 a bit juiced. And also fuck around and over. But I'm gonna side with the dog on this time. I think that he's gonna be able to stuff takedowns, like this tougher, more meaningful strikes. And if she doesn't gas, which is a big if she doesn't gas, I could see her winning this on the cards. How about you, Unc?
So all right, Kalen Vieira is really, and I don't mean to sound rude, but she's very like big and sluggish. I mean, there's 145-pound girls that are not. They all have different body structures, and Caitlin Vieira is like she'll slowly she reminds me of Damian Maya on the ground. If anybody knows who that is, she'll get you and she'll try to slowly just grind you and like no wasted energy, like no wasted movements, like very slow, very try not to make a mistake. Norma Dumont has incredible gas tank. You talk about the apex. She is a girl that knows how to use her weight and length and reach and everything. I mean, she had the Diaz girl running for her life across the cage, which I've never seen in a fight before. And I've watched a lot of Norma Dumont fights, and I just really think she's better than Caitlin Vieira on the feet, like by a landslide. So Caitlin Vieira, with that slow, lateral movement and head movement, trying to get in and initiate the takedown, I just don't think that is going to win this fight. If they get on the ground and she really can put top pressure on Norma and really hold her, I mean, that may be, something to look at. And I think dog money for this fight is not a bad pick. But overall, I just think Norma Dumont is gonna clinch is gonna wrap this up. I think she's gonna use a series of 3 to 4 piece combinations, get in, work the clinch, grind Caitlin Vieira against the cage, try to make her tired, and then the more tired Caitlin Vieira gets, the bigger the odds should go up in Norma Dumont's favor. Once again, I don't hate the money dog pick because if Caitlin Vieira can get on Norma and really put her shoulder into her on top pressure, Norma's going to have a hell of a time getting back up. But that's literally the only way I can see that, like, to even if I was a judge to give scoring or advancing or to score a round, the only way I even can see Vieira getting any of that is that slow, methodical clinch into the top pressure, and I just don't see it happening against Norma Dumont. I think Norma Dumont's a better athlete, and she'll just outwork her. But my play is Norma Dumont money line straight up minus 175. I think that's good value, good pick. I think that's what we should go with. So.
Yep, we're split here on the girls, but either way, both good. Obviously, you know how we play this. If you've been around live, could be the girls most likely are gonna. We'll move on to the next bout though. We have Cedriquez Dumas somehow making it back into the octagon, taking on Dante Johnson. Dante Johnson, Dana White Contender Series alum as of this year, making his debut. He actually fought at heavyweight. It's a terrible dude from like Northern Iowa fights or something. So uh, not good competition, but he is coming down 2 weight classes. He is 5'8", so like his build isn't for heavyweight. But you are curious. His first time at middleweight, he has fought light heavyweight, coming up to that Dana White Contender Series bout. So he's more built for the 185 or 205 range. You'll see how it looks here. Then Cedric Dumas coming off that nut shot, no contest against Zach Reese, where he pretty much had to get fucking carted off because his fucking testicle blew up or something. So I guess they're giving him another chance here. They gave him a guy coming up, who just won on the Dana White Contender Series, and uh, where the height difference is what's standing out to me here. I think it's like a a 4 or 6 inch height difference, a large reach difference as well. Um, Federico Dumas has some grappling in his game. I just don't like how he curls up in the pocket. I could see him doing that curl up shit how he does in the pocket. Dante Johnson getting overzealous and then getting caught with a counter. I do think this fight is an under type of fight. I do think this fight ends in knockout. Um, I'm gonna side with Dante Johnson via knockout because Cedric Dumas with that height punching down, having his chin exposed up in the air. I could see Dante Johnson landing that tough strike and putting him down and sending him back to the regional scene. Um, that's what I see, but I would not be surprised to see Dumas get a counter strike, get a knockout here. Um, I was looking at the over half round at minus 300 as a parlay piece. Um, I think this can eat over 2.5 minutes if they figure each other out. Even though Johnson doesn't really round any bouts as a pro, he has gone to decision against some bums in the amateur scene. I don't know. I'm gonna side with the Johnson by knockout. Maybe a Dumas takedown. Maybe round two to start could be a play if you want to fuck around. Plus money there at plus 104. Starting to push it, but you are getting that plus money price tag. In a half round minus 300 as a parlay piece. I think that's decent safe, but knockout here is where money is. Uh, how do you feel, Unc?
So this is Dana White Contender Series guy that I'm gonna actually sign off on this Dante Johnson character. I watched him fight, and then I went back and looked at some of his previous tape, and this guy is coming to throw bombs, man. This guy is not trying to wrestle. This guy's not trying. He's throwing bombs. Dumas just got the ankle bracelet off like a month or two ago. Had a fight canceled because of that. Uh, I mean, everything else nonsense that's been going on with him. I think Johnson by KO or decision, just because like I'm a little bit safer. Like minus 275 is probably going to be my pick. I mean, that's obviously a parlay pick. How would Dumas win the fight if he won the fight? He actually comes from ATT and has been there, I know of, since at least 2019, 2020. So he's been around for a minute, and the ATT guys definitely can wrestle and grapple. So if he were to win Dumas by decision, by utilizing grappling and wrestling, but overall, I mean, I just see Johnson viewing way too much, and just being able to pick his shots, power shots, landing. When they land, you're gonna see them land, and that's what I have. I mean, if Dumas wins, like I said, it's that one way. He grapples and takes time and does pot shots, which means like you have someone on the ground and you're just kind of like pitter patter in their face to get them disorientated. He'll do that for an extended length, and he also will try to do some jujitsu. But overall, like I said, I'm pretty firm on Johnson getting this KO. And I don't like Dana White Contender Series guys. Like I really like them to have one fight in the UFC before I really go in on them. But this guy, I saw some different stuff in this guy with just a ferocity, and he's trying to finish fights. So Johnson by KO decision, double chance minus 275 is my prediction.
Yep, I like that. We'll move over to the next bout. We have a nice fight here. Timmy Cuamba taking on Chang Ho Lee. Chang Ho Lee coming off uh a pretty big beat down of Cortavius Romeus. Yeah, he was absolutely killing him. Fight could have been stopped a little early there. He comes in here at dog money or on pick him, but you're getting dog money on some books against Timmy Kwamba, who's coming off of his own finish. Coming off of his own finish. Um, against um was Roberto Romero. Yeah, so he caught him with a knee. He was catching him with head kicks. He was catching him with 1-2 perfect strikes down the pipe. Um, there's a lot that I liked from him on the feet. He does seem to have very questionable takedowns. So when I'm looking at this fight, I'm somewhat looking at a grappler versus striker matchup. I see holes in Chang Ho Lee's striking defense as well. So I think that they both have their best path of victory conflicting against the other person's worst weakness. So striker versus grappler here. I'm a little torn on who I want to take. I could see Chang because Cortavius Romeus, in my opinion, is a stronger and better grappler than Timmy Cuamba, and he was kind of tossing him around and putting him in bad positions. Timmy Cuamba was getting taken down in his last fight by Roberto Romero before the finish. So I don't know what to think here. I'm still kind of torn and flipping in my head. I could see Chang Ho Lee getting him to the mat, beating him down. And I can also see Timmy Cuamba off the opening gun just because even Cortavius off the opening gun was landing clean strikes just to start off, and you just see Chang Ho Lee kind of swinging crazy. I could see Timmy Cuamba putting some real precise shit on Chang Ho Lee and putting him out there. I'm actually taking a look at unders for this fight, and I was surprised to see that the unders for this fight after both of these guys are coming off of finishes. You're getting plus money under 2.5. You're getting around plus 160. I like the fight not to go the distance at also plus money. That's where I'm gonna lean on this fight. I think that one of these guys employs their best path to victory, either Chang Ho Lee on the ground via ground and pound or submission, or Timmy Kwamba via precise strikes, getting Chang Ho Lee out of there. So I'm gonna side with fight not to go the distance or an under here. If I had to pick had to pick, I'd maybe just because they have to stand up after every round, maybe Timmy Kwamba because I think that he finds something precise. So if I had to pick a prediction, but this is a coin flip for me. I think Timmy Kwamba by knockout would probably be my overall prediction. You heard the best already. How do you feel about this one?
All right, so I'm doing two bets for this fight. You have to do it. This is called unit rigging. This is one of the best things that I'm good at. So you have to do it like this. Cuamba by finish only. So if it's decision, there's no action, the bet gets voided. Timmy Cuamba by finish only is plus 120. Then there's the double chance where Timmy Cuamba decision or Ho Lee by KO is minus 140. Though I'm going to bet those two bets, and I'm going to use unit rigging. That I feel more strongly about the double chance bet, but the finish bet is at plus money. So you can, if you do the math right, you should be able to get that at least even or come out with a profit. Now, overall, how do I think the fight's going to turn out? I went back and looked and pulled their data. They've each had 12 fights, and each of them have like 6 fights by KO win, and each of them have 6 fights by decision win. So, like to me, that says it's a decision or a KO. Who gets it? All right, Kwamba is a little bit more of the vet and fought a little bit more of the heavier competition. So if this lands, I see him. If this goes the distance, I see him getting the decision over Lee. I think Lee will blast him out of there before we would get to that point. But there's also that factor that Cuamba could finish him, and that's why I'm taking the finish only. So if it's decision, Cuamba, it voids. So Cuamba by finish only plus 120, or the decision, Cuamba by decision, or Lee by KO is minus 140. So that's going to be a double package of what I'm doing for this fight.
All right, I have to run that back to check out what he had. But move to the next one. Yeah, but figure out how to do that unit rigging. Unc does it a lot, where you guarantee at least minimal profits if your second choice hits. Pretty much just a hedge, but a little bit different. You got Kevin Christian making his debut against Billy Elekana here. Um, Kevin Christian, Brazilian Muay Thai, but it also has a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, so he's decently well rounded. 6'7" for you youngins, but 6'7", and it doesn't have a lot that impresses me. He's kind of wild and goes out there swinging and stuff like that. Could be patient, try to pick a shot sometimes. And you have Billy O'Connor, who also does the same shit. He gets picky with his shots a lot of the time. You saw that fight with Ibo Aslan, very lazy and tit for tat with the kicks and stuff. I'm just keep it short for this fight. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I think I could see Billy O'Connor getting the victory. Um, using just having better striking. I could see him finding the chin of Kevin Christian. Maybe not in the first round, but I'm not. Not huge on Kevin Christian's pressure. I don't think he's too coordinated. I do think he has jiu-jitsu and he's tall, so it might be harder for Billy Alencar to find the strike, but Kevin Christian should be able to bring the fight to him, and Billy Alencar is going to respond. Um, I like the overs in this fight, over 1.5 or um, round two to start, just off the pure fact that these guys both do the same stand up, calm as fuck, tit for tat type of shit a lot of the time. And that shit right there just fucking like when I saw Bill Elekana Ibo Aslan fight and we had to the finish or something like that, and I watched that fight, I know how this fight's gonna go. I'm fairly certain that this fight is gonna be boring as fuck until later. I think they're gonna be having some little kickboxing or some clinching early, but uh I'm gonna take round two to start or over 1.5 here. I like Elekana via decision as my overall bet. Over 1.5 at -148 has decent odds too. How do you feel, Unc?
So I after Billy O'Connor fought Iban Aslan, I think Billy O'Connor is a lot better than what we previously had him rated, and as a fighter overall. And Kevin Christian, uh, I mean, I think I saw that right. His record is 6-0.
No,
So I mean,
no, he's 9-2.
oh, okay. Then that's the other guy that's 6-0. Okay. So, but I just from watching that Ebon Aslan fight, the way Billy Alcana was able to, keep his length and be able to pick his shots and get in and out. I mean, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to do that against Kevin Christian, but I think Kevin Christian would be live for a KO. But overall, man, I think Billy Alcana is a lot better than what we previously had given him credit for. And I feel like he should cruise to a decision win in this, if not, coming out with a KO. And the factor that Christian's kind of been off for a minute. Um, we'll see how the ring rust does, but that's my overall what I feel.
Yep, keep it pushing. And this is about before the main card. We'll stop right here. Hop on the Fade Factory, free court and bio as usual. Smoke and stuff. Just hit a nice ladder up to plus 1200 on Steven Adams rebounds plus assists or rebounds plus points the other day. So we've been hitting a lot of good shit in there. Obviously, gems. Always smoking stuff if you want to take the extra step. Um, Not much more to say though. As usual, we always do the same thing: get right or get left. You're either gonna win with us or you're gonna watch us win. So tap in, link in bio. Then we got Cody Durden taking on Alan Nascimento here. Um, Alan Nascimento, jiu-jitsu specialist. Cody Durden, wrestling, but also has some boxing. Cody Durden, previous fights, saw him take on some tough opponents recently. Josh Van, Bruno Silva, Jose Ochoa. So they're throwing him guys. Alan Nascimento coming off a decision victory against Rafael Filo. Filo was off a spider bite. Sounds weird, but he was a little sick, wasn't supposed to fight. So that could take away from it. He was getting gripped up a little bit in that, but I will say Filo would probably disintegrate Cody Durden. So I like Alan Nascimento here, but this is where it scares me. I think Cody Durden is definitely better on the feet and is going to land the more meaningful strikes in this fight. And he has the better offensive wrestling, even though I don't think he should use it in this. The reason that I'm siding with Nascimento is how does Cody Durden win? Like he's not gonna. Like Cody Durden has no gas tank. He's not gonna stand on the feet and box for 15 minutes. If he does, that's kudo. That's why he might win. But like if he does any type of clinch work or grappling, Al Nascimento is fucking submitting him. So I don't really know how. Usually Cody Durden starts off the gate. Cody Durden starts off the gate and he starts swinging and he gets nice clinches and then he gets to the takedowns. He gets to the takedowns here. I don't think he's gonna have the type of top pressure that Joffrey Filio had on Alan Nascimento because there's no submissions behind it. Alan does not have to worry about getting submitted by Cody Durden, in my opinion. I think he's gonna work devious off of his back, and I see Alan Nascimento getting a submission victory here, either round two or round three. How do you feel about this one?
Well, we got Mo in the podcast now, but how do I feel is I think Nascimento just has this wrapped up. I think he's going to choke Cody Durden out or just grind him to death and
I
beat him up.
invited you, Mo.
And Cody Durden, he always comes out. Yeah, he wins like the first round, and then just that guy's fight IQ is terrible. So if Cody Durden scraps this to a win at like plus 250, that's a good pick. That's a good underdog money pick. But I see Nascimento just getting the sub, man. I'm Nascimento sub or decision, whatever that is. If it's playable odds or it's going in a parlay for me, whatever it is. I'm on DraftKings. They don't even have that. They literally have their money line and the over under. That's it. So I'm gonna have to use a different book, but Nascimento double chance, whatever the odds are. If they're over minus 300, I'll figure something out. But I don't think I think Nascimento's gonna get him on the ground and just do whatever he wants to him.
Mo, I invited you to speak. Walk in. I did invite you to speak. Let me invite you again. I sent it again. Invite to speak. Or leave and I'll invite you. Either way, we have to catch up with Mo's picks. But hop in, Mo. I've been sent it to you. Leave and come back in. We'll move on to the next pick until Mo figures his shit out. Got Charles Radtke taking on Daniel Frunza in a battle of bums, in my opinion. Uh, Frunza coming off a loss, pretty brutal loss to pretty brutal loss for Daniel Frunza coming to Reese McKee. Reese McKee with some crisp striking on him, got him out of there with via doctor's stoppage. His eye was absolutely obliterated. And you have Charles Radtke. He just got done super foul by Mike Malott. Um, they're both coming off of finished losses. I'm not too high on Daniel Frunza, but at the same time, Charles Radtke did scare me a bit with chinniness. I think this fight is going to be decently contested. I'm going to side with Charles Radtke because he has more to offer. I think he's more technical. He does have the power too. Well, they both have power, but he has more technicality. I think he has more to offer in the jiu-jitsu realm as well. He has been decently active on the regional scene, or not the regional scene, on the jiu-jitsu scene. So he grapples and he stays in that space. So I think he's gonna be safe there. I could see a world where Frunza catches him with a hit, with a response and gets him out of there. But I think Radke and maybe an over in this fight because I think Frunza, the way he was getting fucked up by Reese McKee, like I don't know how he didn't get finished. I don't know how he didn't get finished. Chuck Liddell might knock him the fuck out, but I might take a shot on an over depending on what the odds are looking like. I think the over under 2.5 is pick 'em. I might have to take a look at that again, but I'm gonna side Radke later rounds. How about you, Unc?
Yeah, no, I got Radke in the Battle of the Bums. I mean, if you look at the bums, Radke is more a high level bum and would probably have more fighting experience overall. I don't know, man. I really don't think Frunza is a good fighter. I really don't. Um, you know, uh, Radke's been around. He's been in UFC, he's been in Bellator, he's been in the CFCC, whatever the hell that is. He's fought all types of different guys. Radke has like a padded like record. I mean, he did fight in the LFA. So I don't know. I think this honestly should be like a minus 110, minus 110. But I'm going to side with Radke just because he's been around and seen, different type of looks and different type of like he fought some guy, the contender series or I'm sorry, the other guy, Frunza, like, yeah, he has that one win over the guy in the contender series, but like as soon as he got in, Reese McKee busted his ass up. So I don't know. I think the odds should be minus 110, like even. But if I had to pick, I think Charles Radtke has more tools in his tool chest to win the fight. Radtke money line.
My bad, I had to pop out for a second there. Mo finally left. Here, Mo. Stop requesting to speak and let me invite you to speak, nigga. Try and invite bro to speak. It says I invited him to speak.
Mo, get out of the whole Discord.
Yeah,
Like,
get out
get
of the
out of the
Discord.
whole thing and then come back. I know that I have to do that when I can't
Yeah, same
get
here.
in. I have to
Mo's
get
in the
out of
game
the whole
already.
thing.
But we'll keep it pushing. We have Yadiel Del Valle taking on Isaac Dulgarian. Most still in the Discord, but Isaac Dulgarian. Um, you have two highly rated prospects here taking on each other. Grappling prowess of Isaac Dulgarian, and then they say striking prowess, but decently well rounded for Yadiel Del Valle or Yadier Del Valle. Um, Overall, I think that Dulgarian's has more strength to him and can get top pressure and could win the grappling exchanges, even though Yadier I think is more slick with it. I think on the feet it does go to RDA, but um not really in love with Dulgarian at these odds either. I'm gonna side with him. I think this fight goes further into the fight. Dulgarian by decision, but I think it does. I think this fight plays a little bit closer than a minus 240 price tag. Del Valle has a lot to offer. Is undefeated, is younger, and is on the rise. So I don't know. I don't think. I don't think that Del Valle gets it done, but I would not be surprised whatsoever. How about you, Unc?
I'm taking Devi on whatever his spread is. He's legitimate Gracie Barra guy and has really worked on his striking to transition over into MMA, and I really don't think it's bad. Uh, his spread right off the rip plus 7.5 is minus 110. I mean, I looked into Isaac Dulgarian, like he definitely has the potential to um, finish the fight, but a lot of his wins are split with KO and sub. He's not subbing Del Val. Like that's not happening. So he would have to knock him out or win by decision. And I like Del Val with the spread 7.5 right off the rip minus 110. So that's what I'm gonna play because like I said, he's like a real Gracie Barra guy. I mean, he's not one of the like those guys that just say they went and trained and did it. So yeah, I think that for plus 7.5 and minus 110 is like that's too good to pass up. So that's what I'm rocking with.
What was that? I had to step out. What did you just pick right there that you liked?
Del Val's spread is plus 7.5 minus 110.
Oh, I like that. I do
And
like
like
that.
he's not going to get subbed, so you'd have to get like 30-27 three times, or he'd have to get knocked unconscious. That definitely can happen, but I'm gonna take the rest of the stuff that could happen. So plus 7.5.
Yeah, I like that. Move on now to Themba Gorimbo taking on Jeremiah Wells. Jeremiah Wells coming out of the grave. Come fight Themba. Themba sounds serious. Has been training for a decent amount. Has been in the States. Um, you know what you're getting from Themba. You're getting a grappler. He got choked up by Vicente Luque, but that's Vicente Luque's favorite type of shit. Got right into his game plan. Came overzealous. We caught that Luque win, but Wells he hasn't fought in a while. He's coming off of losses. Like I said in the header, both of these guys are probably getting cut with a loss. Uh, you know what you're getting here. You're getting two hungry guys coming after it. Themba said it himself. He said, "I'm prepared to kill a man. My kids are more important than his kids." I think that he's gonna put it all on the line there. I think it's either gonna be beneficial or it's gonna be bad because I think this fight's ending inside the distance. Um, think one of these guys are getting the finish. I do think it's going to be Themba, maybe getting a sub or ground and pound. But both of these guys are probably going to look to get this to the ground. I think Themba has more strength, has been training with some solid guys. Uh, I'm not going to personally be betting on Themba. That's just not. I don't trust him enough for that. I would much rather pay the price for the and fight not to go the distance or something like that, or a takedown prop for Themba rather than pay his money line. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Themba, but I think this fight gets finished. I think Themba gets it done. But it's not a fight that I love to bet. Like I might take this live. I don't know how I'm gonna take it. Besides that, the under, there's not really much I'm liking there. How about you, Unc?
So I have it not going the distance. Garemba said something in the media where my children are more important to feed than his, so I'm coming to take this man out. So that to me says he's ready to go. And Wells's tape is ridiculous. It's just knockouts and crazy explosive striking. So I have, and it's actually in our combination group parlay. I have this fight not to go the distance, and it's like minus 145, which I think is crazy value because if these guys really both they go to the judges, it'll be Garembo holding Wells down with top pressure. But even then, Wells should fade as the fight goes on after his adrenaline dumps and he starts to get tired. And then Garemba, the opening opens up for him to win the fight. But Wells is coming to throw hands, and Garemba doesn't have like an unknockable, like he's not an iron chin. He can get knocked out. So my pick for this is not to go decision. But who do I think will win the fight? I think Garemba will tire Wells out, and he'll like either catch him striking on the feet or he'll just take him down and get like a TKO because Wells will be so tired by like the third round. That's what I think's going to happen, but I don't see these guys making it all 3 rounds.
Yeah, I like that read as well. Let's see if Mel tried to hop in. He get good. He was stuck. But now we go to the co-main event. I believe this co-main event. Waldo Cortes Acosta taking on Ante Delija. Ante with a statement win against Tybura in their rematch. Recently he came over there, no effort done, just put it on Tybura, got him out of there effortlessly. They have Waldo coming off a loss to Sergey Pavlovich, and now they're giving him Ante. Um, it doesn't seem so far away that they were giving him beneficial fights that helped him stylistically, and now they got him fighting some back-to-back killers. I do think the Chris boxing of Waldo could play a part here. I do think that the clinching game, the takedown game of Ante will play in as well. But I am more sliding towards Ante here. I think that he has the striking speed. I think he could get caught in counters and shit because Waldo has Chris boxing, but Waldo has pillow hands. I think Ante is dropping some real bombs. I think he's bringing the clinch game, bringing this against the cage, getting the shit dirty. And I like this one to be Ante. Probably be via decision because Waldo does have a chin, and he's gonna be sitting there boxing. Um, I'm gonna lean Ante. I could see Waldo spread covering as well. So if that's a read that you want to go down, I could see Waldo covering a spread. I could see him winning a robbery. You know how the UFC likes Waldo for some reason. So I think Ante could get a fast track if he gets to win here. I'm gonna side him on money line. How are you feeling?
So the body structure on these two guys, Waldo Cortes is like a lot bigger and carries a lot more muscle, like body mass, and he's a phenomenal boxer. And then Delija, I did a lot of tape on this guy, and I actually realized I had seen him fight in PFL a couple years ago. So he has very crisp boxing as well. He doesn't rush, and he picks his shots. Now these are both heavyweights, so the obvious thing here is, oh, well, someone's going to go to sleep. They both are just methodically slow at striking. I mean, Waldo Cortes' record is the whole thing is like decisions. Like he has more decisions than knockouts, I think. And Delija, his thing is knockouts or a decision as well. So, I mean, overall, I don't know. overall, I don't have a pick of who, if I had to pick someone, I think Waldo, being the bigger body, is going to be able to land more and either get the knockout or the decision. But like I can see Deja winning as well on the feet and being more aggressive and being able to land his shots and not being overzealous. And like if he gets Acosta hurt, not trying to go for the kill, like he'll wait and like wait for his opening and then strike. So this fight, I think Acosta wins. I think that's a good play, but the whole like this is a heavyweight fight. This isn't going to go the distance. This is a knockout, like which are kind of givens for these type of fights. That is not what you're looking at for this fight. These guys will literally methodically box each other for 3 rounds. So a decision is very likely. Overall pick, I'm going to take Waldo Cortes Costa just because his body mass is so much bigger than Delija. I think he'll be able to put the heavier weight into the punches and do something with it, whether it's a decision or a knockout. But like this is a coin flip either way. Like I said, Delija's striking is just as good. I don't think we're going to see really any grappling in this. I think we're going to see clinch work, but actually on the ground, I don't think these guys are going to touch the mat. Delija is a good wrestler and has shown that in his previous fights. So he could take Acosta down and cruise to a victory like that as well. But Costa has good takedown defense. So I see this more of being like a heavyweight, like boxing point type of match, if anything. So, but I'll go with Waldo Cortez Acosta, just his overall body structure, mass, the way he throws his punches is more heavy, violent. So I'll give it to him having the boxing defense and offense to be able to either get Deja out there or get the decision. But these two are very evenly matched and have almost the same identical style.
Yeah, I am hearing what you're saying. If it does get into a boxing match, Waldo may have striking advantage with this pocket boxing. But we move to the main event. David Onama taking on Steve Garcia. It's gonna be a striker's delight in my opinion here. I think that the boxing of David Onama and Steve Garcia is on point. There's power. I do think there's a lot to be desired in David Onama's striking defense. I said this in the last time I've covered him for the Giga Chikadze fight that I thought he might have even lost. Takedowns got him a win here. I don't think he's gonna be able to employ those same takedowns uh, as well with a guy with good hips like Steve Garcia. I think starts Steve Garcia drops more power, and I think David Onama's faults in his striking defense will be a big difference here. Uh, I'm gonna side with Steve Garcia to find the finish and keep this hot run that he's on. I think David Onama has been a bit sketchy in his fights, as of late. Um, give me Steve Garcia on the money line. Give me I want to say Steve Garcia knockout. This is 5 rounds, so it's gonna be an under. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go Steve Garcia money line. Just make it easy. I'm gonna side with him. I think this one's innings at the distance. Job done. Make it sweet and short. How do you feel, Unc?
I'm trying to look up the bets right now because I don't know exactly what to pick because Steven Garcia really turned the page. Steve Garcia really turned the page when he fought Calvin Cater, which I watched and have fresh in my mind. And then David Onama, it's been sloppy, but that unanimous decision that he put on Giga, and I really thought Giga was gonna batter him to death. Showed me that he's putting some pieces of his game together that he maybe not have showed before. But the thing here is, with both guys, they are mainly decision guys, and even if they didn't go to decision, it's a lot of stuff past round one. I mean, it's not too many. Well, Steve Garcia has some round one knockouts, but like pretty much everything on Onama's record is longer. And lately, Garcia has been going longer. Round two to start is -220, and I'm gonna just take that. I think they make it to the second round. Like there's not enough here to show me that they're gonna be crash outs from the second the bell rings and that first round is gonna go. But the great thing about that is if you take the minus 220 for the round two to start, the bets for round one finish have to be astronomical odds at plus money. So you can always get your hedge in and get a profit if you want to rig your units. So round two to start minus 220, and then you want to double down on take some round one, finish type stuff because those odds will be plus at least 500 minimal. So that's what you want to do.
Yep, so that's the card right there. So before we move on to the quick picks and parlays, um, our featured pick this week, last week it was Mike Two Raw, and he smacked his pick, so he gets another chance at it this week, and he's gonna go with Jimmy Cuamba on the money line as his pick for the featured pick, and then we'll go over to the collab. It's gonna be more lotto style from now on. I tried picking a little juice again. I fucking chalked this with last week. Feel free to leave mine off if you don't like it. We have Elekana Christian round two to start. Hyuk Hung Ko money line. Gorimbo and Wells fight doesn't go the distance. And Steve Garcia money line. That's gonna get you plus 540. If you change that Elekana Christian round two to over 1.5 rounds, get that to a plus 640 ish. Um, that's what we got here for you. As always, thanks for joining. Unc's back, so be prepared for better, and be
Feel good
prepared
to be
for
back, baby. Onk is back.
be prepared for the whole crew to get together one of these weeks. All four of us. Mo tried joining up, but had some technical difficulties. What are you gonna do? We'll get back at it next week or whenever the next card is. But as per usual, thanks for joining, and we'll see you guys at the cash counter.
Thanks everyone for supporting. Glad to be back. Onk, love all you guys. Hey, let's do it, baby. All we do is win. Just win, baby.